Hey guys, sorry about that. We were having some technical difficulties. So just to update you, we are speaking with Loriann Johnson. She is the owner of the Right Business Solutions, and we are going to be talking about business write-offs and taxes. She was explaining a number of things that she does. Next week, we're going to be speaking with Alicia Swaby, the owner of CMOS Blends. So put your timers on for that next week at 9:30. Just gonna wait for her to join. Give me a second here. Yes. Okay, there you go. Hey. All right. So Loriann Johnson, guys, the owner of the Right Business Solutions. So Lori, we're just gonna start over again just because a lot of it was breaking out. So introduce yourself and tell us more about your business.
Okay, sure. My name is Loriann Johnson. I'm a proud mom of girls, 11 and 5. I love traveling, eating. I'm an continuous learning, so I'm thing. Uh, as I mentioned, Regular Solutions is a tax company.
Mhm.
Also offers bookkeeping as well as services.
Okay, great. Thank you. It's still breaking up a little bit, not as bad, but I'm gonna try and catch as much as I can. So you said that you focus on tax, so like taxation for businesses. What are some common mistakes that business owners make when it comes to taxes?
Okay, I would say the number one that business owners make is not keeping proper records.
Hmm.
um, not tracking expenses and staying organized. Um, they've gotten into business, maybe just a little bit naive, how business works, how to operate business profitably.
Hmm.
Um, so, we're here, right, Business Solutions, to offer bookkeeping that keeps our clients on track, know their profit or loss.
It's a big thing. Yeah, that's a
So
really big thing.
I offer reports so that business knows where they are
Mhm.
in their business.
Okay, that's great. I'm gonna tell. I was waiting to tell the story a bit later on, but I'm gonna tell a story. It's a learning moment for me, a really big one. So in my previous business, back when Sue didn't know business, I started my other business, my decor business, about 7 years at the time, and sorry, at 6 years at the time. I had all my receipts. I had done renovations to my home at the time to accommodate all the equipment that I had because I was doing a home business. Long story short, we bought a house, we were moving, and I had a huge container of receipts. And at this time, I already did my taxes, I filed everything. This was my 6th year of business, and I moved and I threw away all my receipts because I figured, okay, well, I don't need them, and I already filed my taxes. Let's move on. Good old CRA did an audit on me. I'm not sure why, but they did an audit and they wanted all my receipts from the renovation, from the things I purchased, from everything. And this was 6 years back. I didn't, at the time, I didn't know that they can go back that far. They can go back 7 years, right? Seven,
Uh,
yeah. 7, yeah. But this was my 6th year of just starting the business. And I just figured I don't want to move with junk and let me kind of declutter. And I panicked. I tried to, my accountant at the time, I called him and he's like, okay, do you have any online receipts? So we tried to pull as much as we could, but the bulk of my receipts were paper receipts that I just threw out. And we try to explain it, and you deal with the CRA. They don't care. They're like, oh, you don't have a receipt? If you don't have a receipt, it never happened. Well, they hit me with a large bill to pay back. They're like, if you can't write it off, then we count it as like it non-existent. And yeah, they hit me up with a large bill that it took years for me to pay off. So that was a huge learning lesson. That was for me trying to manage my own accounting at the time, just trying to do my own bookkeeping. And had I used the accountant, I got the accountant at the time that I needed, like when CRE wrote me a letter, all the time I was doing it myself. And had I used an accountant, then, he or she would have had all my documentation. They would have had everything in order. I just had my receipts in a box and I looked at it when I was doing my taxes. I'm like, okay, I spent X amount and I just tucked it in the box. So guys, in case you didn't know, CRA can go back 7 years in your business and ask you for receipts. So keep them. I think one of the best ways now is to scan them, right? There's like a little scanner where you can scan the receipts and make it digital.
I would
So yeah.
better way than that.
Oh yeah.
Encourage my clients to separate their business, bank cards and credit cards, and use an online platform called Quickbooks, and you can sync your accounts to that platform, and then all of your actions are automatically, and you can, and basically know what all your transactions on a daily.
Oh, that's okay. I didn't even, I guess I'm way behind. I thought just scanning them was the newest thing. But that's even better because now you don't have to do the extra step of scanning anything. It's just directly, and that's good enough, like just for them to see the transaction, that's sufficient.
Well, at least that will help you in instance where you don't have to substantiate your claim or your expenses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, see, okay, well, guys, see, there you go. Let's learn something new today. Yeah, that makes sense. Sorry?
Are you familiar with the Mint app?
No.
Okay. It's owned they call Intuit, which and you're able to upload all transactions account to get overall picture of your finance or to establish budgets. So is definitely that I
helpful. Oh, okay. Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna check that out then. No, I didn't hear it. MINT?
Mint, but specifically for business owners, you would use Books Online.
That's the name of the company, Books Online? I was gonna type it in here. Okay. That's an app you said?
It's called Quickbooks Online.
Oh, Quickbooks.
Yes.
Oh, Quickbooks. Oh yeah, Quickbooks. Okay, yeah. Sorry, your phone is still breaking up a little bit, so I'm hearing parts of it. Okay, so QuickBooks. And then Mint. Perfect. Okay. So you had mentioned that some of the common mistakes that people make in terms of not managing their books and keeping tracks of things, and then I sidetracked with my story. What are some suggestions that you would say is the best way for people to manage their books? So even for you, how would we transfer that information over to you? So you said that one way is to actually just sign up with that account there, and then everything will be transferred over. Is there anything else that a old school person like myself could do to help manage our books and then transfer that information over to you?
As you mentioned, scanning the receipts are paid, and if you wait until the end of the year to calculate all of your expenses, sometimes it has rubbed off. So suggest scanning, using platforms help record. And number one tip is definitely separate your business expenses from your personal.
Okay, so another learning lesson for me. The best thing to do is just to get a business account and just use all your business transactions from your business account. Don't mix up both. It's just not good for tracking purposes. It's just not good, period. And the banks don't like to see that either, right? Because then they're wondering, was this really for your business or was it a personal expense you're trying to claim as your business? So,
and I would also, it is like a price issue. If you're ever audited, okay, they'll be, evaluating your personal expenses, your business. So
yeah,
it's definitely best to keep them.
Yeah, it's, you know, I know for me in the beginning, before I created my business account, it was just easier to do it. But then again, learning lesson, I realized all the reasons why I shouldn't. And it's not that much to open up a business account. I opened up mine with RBC and they had a lot of great benefits. Is there any banks that you would recommend in terms of opening a business account?
Um, I probably endorse RBC.
Hmm.
Um, really with technology, um, up to date, seems pretty seamless.
Hmm.
They definitely support their business owners.
Yeah.
Uh, I would definitely RBC.
Obviously, yeah, that's what I'm with, and they have like a lot of great features. You can get a bird's eye view of everything in your business, and it'll tell you your you know your net income for the month. So it's really good tracking on its own. But guys, you still need a bookkeeper,
I
and you
agree.
need okay. So RBC does not replace any of that. So in terms of some of the common problems, so let's talk about your actual services directly now. What services do you find are most important to business owners? So you mentioned the taxes and the bookkeeping, because bookkeeping you know, is used for your taxation after. So you should maintain your books in order to make sure you can get and claim as much as you can for your taxes. So,
That's correct.
mhm. So tell me a bit more. So tell me a bit more about the process of that. Like, so about you know, keeping your books clean and just making sure that you have your things in order for your taxes. Like some of the benefits and setbacks of not doing it.
I would definitely keeping your record and your book is essential for your business. You'll be able to know the I would know it.
Oh, I think I lost you again. Um, sorry, guys. Seem to be having a bad connection. Sorry, guys. Just a second here. Shoot back. All right, we were having some technical difficulties. Um, there we go. Okay,
So sorry.
that's okay.
Yes. So maintaining good record keeping lets business owners know where their business is profitable, what implement in order to the taxation. Uh, I tracking your expenses is essential because
Hmm.
that's how you would write off your expenses here.
Hmm.
And for um, fail to um, track their kilometers for their car, and that's a really big expense, especially if you're vendors, you're going to locations.
Hmm.
Tracking your kilometers is essential.
Hmm.
Um,
So I have another story. So back when I was doing my decor business, I wasn't doing that at all. And I used to drive all over the place to do weddings all over Ontario. I went as far as Oakville and as far east as Ottawa. And I wasn't tracking any mileage, just gas. I keep all my gas receipts, but I wasn't tracking my mileage. That's wear and tear on your car that is used for your business. So again, another learning lesson. I learned so much, so many. I don't like to say mistakes because I learned from them, and that's why I'm here to warn other business owners of some of the common mistakes that they can make ignorantly. You know, if you don't know any better, then you can't obviously do any better. So there's an app. There's an app that you can use to track your mileage, right? IQ, and it helps a lot because then once you get in your vehicle and you turn it on, it tracks It tracks all your kilometers that you travel back and forth, and it helps at the end of the year. You can pull it up and show your bookkeeper, your accountant, Loriann, and it makes it a lot more easier. And that's another huge write-off that a lot of people seem to miss, right? You jump in your car, you go, even as small as picking up stuff for your business, that's counted towards your expenses as well.
Yes, the number of kilometers business versus how many kilometers you drive for your personal, the percentage of your car.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore, it, how much of your expenses be applicable to your business.
Mm-hmm.
So that's definitely a big, selling point that I try to drive is to maintain record as well as expenses.
Yeah. And CRA guys, because we're best friends now, they wanted to know all of that. They wanted to know what percentage of your car was used for your business and what percentage. And if you don't know, if your numbers don't make sense to them, if you're saying that, oh yeah, my entire car was for business, they're not going to believe you, because then now your income should match that. If you're driving that much, you should have that much business, right? So you have to be very mindful, and they want everything to line up. Like, everything has to balance. I see Color the World. So the name of the app is called Mileage IQ.
Yes.
Yeah, Mileage IQ. And even to talk about another common write-off that a lot of business owners overlook is their home. So a lot of companies run home businesses, and you can speak more about that in the write-off and benefits of running your business from home.
Sure. With COVID, a lot of people are working from this time. So to determine your for working from home, you would calculate your area that you have business,
Mm-hmm.
to the square footage of your home, and that will be the percentage of your home that's allocated for business expenses.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, you use 10% of your for your business, that means that 10% of facilities would be business.
Okay. Yeah. So, and that's a big one that a lot of people overlook. Is that applicable to rent? So if someone's renting, is it the same thing or no?
It is rent.
It is applicable to rent?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, I thought it was only for mortgages. Okay. Guys, are you guys catching all these tips? I hope you guys are writing this down, A lot of great tips. So in closing, is there any advice that you would give to business owners in terms of, again, maintaining their receipts and just making sure that they're being accountable for all their expenses? And
yeah, I would just say, in good record, keep your receipt. If you have to use the, online tools, books, scan your receipts. Even if you have box, that's better
yeah, that's me. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
You don't want to, be in a position at the end of tax. At tax, you have to estimate your expenses, because if you're ever audited, you mentioned, it's not a good idea to have, all your expenses in zero, or just, you don't want to bring alarm bells to CRA.
Yeah, you trust, guys, take it from me, okay? I got audited some years ago, and it was not a nice experience, because CRA is, they don't have any manners. They can and go right through anything they want, and you don't want to owe them. You don't want to have them question anything. You don't want any of that. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. It's not something that, so just make sure that you have all your receipts. Make sure that you reach out to Loriann. Loriann, how do you get in contact with you?
Sure. So you can reach out to me at info@rightbusiness.ca, or you can contact me by 67326-6466.
Okay, I'm just typing it in here. And it's on your Instagram as well. So tell them what your Instagram handle is.
My Instagram handle is Wright, WRIT business.
com. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm struggling here with my nails. Give me a second. All
And
right.
too,
Yeah.
also, I'd like to just mention that we talked about small businesses and the fact that you offer that service, but also uh, for individuals.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know you do personal income tax as well.
Yes.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, there you go, guys. So even if you don't have a business, and you need some personal some assistance with your personal taxes, Loriann Johnson, Right Business Solutions, is the person to go to. One other question, because I'm curious to know. In terms of organizing your receipts, again, I'm going back to the old school paper receipts. Is it better to organize by category or by months? So, like, do I put all my gas receipts together for the year, or should I separate gas for September, October, November? Like, what's the best way to organize paper receipts?
Um, Categorizing in totality at the end of the year, that would be best. Um,
Okay.
for tax person, like if you're me for tax,
Mhm.
I should be concerned with the total, not
Okay.
necessarily month to month.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. All right. I just always wondered about that because when you throw everything to the shoebox and then, you know, you're asking for how much you spent on gas and you're, kind of rounding through, it makes sense to do it that way. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Loriann, thank you so much for your time, for all your expertise and all the tips and tricks. Guys, make sure you follow her, Right Business, on Instagram. You can reach out to her if you have any questions about your taxes, personal or business, and she's a person to talk to. Thank you guys so much. Make sure to tune in next week, Wednesday at 9:30, where I'll be speaking to Alicia Swaby from CMOS Blends. One more thing, guys. I'm doing it a little bit differently this year. I won't be posting the repost on Instagram. It's going to be posted on my YouTube channel, which is on the link in my bio. So if you want to watch the replay of our live tonight, you will be able to find it on Instagram tomorrow. All right. Thanks so much, Loriann. Have yourself a good night. Good night, guys. Bye. So back in the day when I started my decor business, I did a lot of renovations to my home. I bought a lot of things for the business. I filed my taxes that year. Everything was cool. I was done. Fast forward now, I was in the middle of moving and I had all my receipts from 6 years ago in a box. And I figured, well, I'm moving. There's no need for me to move with this garbage. So I threw out the box of receipts and discarded it. Later on that year, CRA, Canada Revenue Agency, did an audit on me. And for some reason, I'm not even sure up until this day why, they wanted to see all my receipts that I filed 6 years ago, the ones that I just threw out earlier on that year. Well, long story short, I couldn't provide all the receipts. Some I had online, but the ones that I had, the paper receipts, they were discarded. And so they're like, well, if you can't prove it, then it means it never existed. And they basically charged me for all that I claimed. And I had a really hefty bill, really big bill. So I'm not embarrassed by it anymore. It's gone, it's in the past. I'm saying this to tell you to be careful and to let you know that ignorance costs. It costs me a lot of money. So if you are old school like me and you keep your paper receipts, keep them up to 7 years because CRA can come crawling back and asking you for those receipts. So yeah, go and check me out on YouTube and stay tuned for more adventures on Let's Talk Business with Suseth.